Peace and gratitude, family, and welcome to another episode here on CosmicCellFoods, where we focus on entrepreneurship, health, and spiritual evolution. In today's video, we're going to talk about sales versus a real business. Sales is the life force of a business, but it's not the only component that makes a business a business. So today we're going to go over the difference between the two, as well as give you some practical tools and strategies, some business models that you can use to go from making sales to having and operating a real business. All right, family, let's talk about the difference between making sales and a real business. So the first difference, being unestablished versus being established. Website, your LLC, your business information that banks need. If all of this isn't in order, 9 times out of 10, banks will not fund you if you don't have your business information together, if you don't have an LLC, if you don't have your EIN number, if you don't have a decent website up. Your establishment can also pertain to the level of value that you're bringing into the marketplace. Anybody can run some ads and make some sales. Only established businesses will receive that trust from the marketplace. So these are a couple of things that show the true difference between just making sales and what it takes to be a real business. Get these things in order. Website, LLC, EIN, business information is all correct. It all says the same thing. Whatever is on your LLC formation, SS4 form, that's the same information that you need to be putting on your business credit applications when you're going to get business credit. So now the next difference. People who just make sales, they only focus on their gross. They only focus on how much I can make in the day. Real businesses focus on their net profit. They focus on the money, of course, that it took to bring in the sale. And they also are focused on how much I have left over. That's what real businesses do. Real businesses don't just think about the gross, they think about the net. And I wrote this right here down just to quickly explain to you some business models that most people who just are making sales and only focusing on gross have, as well as the types of business models real businesses have as they're thinking about their net. So businesses that normally thinking about gross, this is most of the time people who are just getting their business started. You may be unestablished, so you're gonna have low profit, low volume. You have a low volume amount of orders and you have low profit. So you sell maybe 1 or 2 t-shirts a month. That's low profit, low volume. All right, we're selling 1 or 2 t-shirts and only bringing in 14 to 15 bucks. So that's an example of one business model that people who are only focusing on growth have. Another one, these types of people, they are beginning to think more about the net. So these people have low volume, high profit. So you may sell a $500 course, $1,000 course, but you only sell 1, 2, or 3 of those monthly. This is where, those types of businesses start to think about other types of ways that they can be more profitable net wise, and how to bring in more orders, how to bring in more sales. The business model that really begins to think about net is when we go into high volume, low profit. In this scenario, they have a lot of orders, but the profit or the margin on their orders are very low. But due to the high volume, the net makes sense for them. You have to think about your net in this scenario, because if you don't, you can easily have your bottom dollar completely eaten away. So in this scenario, if you got high volume, this also means that your books are going to need to be on point as well. So that type of business has to think about net. It's necessary for that type of business structure to think about net. And then the last one, of course, which is one of my favorites, high volume and high profit. So you got a lot of orders, the price is high as well. And those are the types of business structures that, of course, think about net. Because to get to high volume, high profit, of course, you have to think about what it takes to bring in the high profits at high volume. So this means you've mastered something when it comes to marketing, advertising, your high profit product. And because you got the high volume, I will hope you've mastered your net. So these are 4 different business models that most of the time you will see in these 2 areas. In a business that's unestablished versus a business that's established, they're going to be thinking more about the net. So this is going to be their mindset and their focus. A real business is going to be focusing on increasing the net, and the gross is basically a byproduct. So moving right along, sales versus a business. The difference is 9 times out of 10, somebody that's focusing on sales, somebody that has low profit, low volume, is normally unfocused. 9 times out of 10, they're not 100% focused every single day to increase their margins, to increase their sales. 9 times out of 10, a real business, they're putting that focus, time, and energy into accomplishing the goal, which is bringing in more profits for the business. So even if you do 1% of growth daily, you got to think about over a year's time. Within a year's time, that's 54% of growth. That's 2.4x your business every year just by putting 1% in. So imagine if you were to put 10% in daily. If you were to put 15, 25%, 50%, 100% of growth in daily. So it's important to be focused. You know, these are the types of things that you have to be thinking about to become a real business. We got to be thinking about the net. We got to be establishing ourselves. So these are a couple of differences between just making sales, because anybody can just make sales, and a business, a real business, a business that's operating, a business that has good cash flow, a business that has good net profit. That takes focus, and this takes a mindset of focusing on these types of things, not just making sales, not just, oh, we made this much today, but it took 75 to 80% of your resources just to bring in that growth. And if you're not focusing on that net, you can literally tank your business. So again, these 3 things are necessary for you to have a successful business. All right, now let's get into some tools and strategies that you can use to become a successful business. If you're just making sales and want to go from just making sales to creating a real business, or just want to skip over the sales mindset and just go directly into creating a real business from the scratch. Now let's get into some tools and strategies. So one of the first things that I like to tell any one of my mentees is you need to have HIROS or triple well. HIROS and triple well is basically attentive financial data. So all the money that you spend on your ads, all the money that you bring in gross, you can have all of these things right there, and you can see it as soon as you open up the site or as soon as you open up the app. And this is why I say attentive financial data. You need to be looking at this daily to understand what your net profit is, what your gross profit is. These things are necessary. So I'm giving you the tools that you need to be able to see your net and your gross daily. If you're seeing your net and it's extremely low compared to what you had to pay out to bring in that gross that you've always been looking at, then HIROS and triple well is definitely a tool that you need, so you can see these things right in front of your face every day, so you can start focusing. And this brings us to number 2, intentional attention. So what I mean by this is creating solutions for greater net profit. So whether this is you creating that solution for yourself, which is creating that book, or creating a new product, creating some value in the marketplace, these are solutions that you can create to have greater net profit. Whether playing with your ads and letting them re-optimize, you know what I'm saying, pruning, launching some new campaigns, launching some new ads, trying some new, you know what I'm saying? This is putting intentional attention into having greater net profit. And this is what you want to do to have a real business. All right, so make this your mental aspect of progression within your business. Make this right here, creating solutions for a greater net profit. Make that your mental aspect for your business, the mental aspect of your progressiveness, of the progression of your business. Make that the mental mindset that you keep with you every single day. You have to be pushing towards the mark of creating solutions to bring back greater net profits. That's what we want, greater net profits, because it takes money to make money. We know we got to spend money to make money, but that money that we make back, we want the net to be really more substantial than what we have to spend out to bring in that growth. So intentional attention is also setting a target, crushing it, then also setting another target, a new target, crushing it again, then setting a new target, crushing it again, and continue that cycle. That's part of the human genome. It's part of the human makeup to continuously evolve to greater heights. It's a part of who we are. So understand that, be comfortable with that, because it is what it is. Nobody's leaving this planet until it's their divine time. It's important to understand nobody's leaving this lifetime until it's their divine time. If you set new targets and always understand that you're going to crush that target, and know that you have to go back down into your distillation pool again, and then pop back up and go to that next stage, and then come back down to that distillation pool again to set a new target, and then power through it again. That's what it's all about. That's what having a real business is all about, you know. So moving into the third and final strategy is, once we attain this attention and focus on creating the solutions, now we have to just continue generating this energy until we accomplish our goal. So generate this energy daily until you accomplish the goal. That's simply all you got to do. Consistently create solutions for your greater net profit and consistently generate that energy daily, and you're going to easily get to that goal way faster than you thought you would. So do this daily, generate this energy daily, and it's a guarantee that if you do this daily, based on quantum physics, a particle that has been observed has to change. But when we're observing physical matter, we can manufacture and create this change for our personal realities in the way that we see fit, instead of the result just being random. Now we're talking about physical manifestation. And when we're doing this, remember, as mentioned in the generator video, rest and circadian rhythm is necessary for the continuation of the creation and the formation of your purpose, of that fulfillment of your goal. All right, so make sure you're getting rest as you're generating this energy, as you're in this mindset daily. Make sure you're getting rest. For one of our lucky subscribers who's watched the video all the way through and is ready to start a real business, we're gonna pay for your first month of Triflewell for free on us. So make sure you watch the video all the way through so you can potentially be selected to win. So in closing, create a real business. Don't just make sales. Make sure you get established. Put attention into your net profit. Get focused. 1% growth daily. 2.4x your business yearly. 54% of growth over a year. 1%. Get focused on your attentive financial data. Your gross and net. You want to be able to see this daily. Put attention and create solutions for greater net. And generate this energy until you accomplish your goal. Until the next video, CosmicCellFoods, we out. If you enjoyed this video, it's a probable guarantee that you're gonna like this one as well. So go ahead and give it a gander, and remember to keep it cosmic.